Have you ever felt that nagging voice in your head telling you to stick with what you know? To choose the familiar path instead of venturing into the unknown? If so, you might be someone who prefers to play it safe, and you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a personality trait with its own unique set of strengths and characteristics. Today, we're going to explore in detail the world of those who value safety and security, exploring what makes them tick. This isn't about judging, it's about understanding, so let's get started. First up, one of the most prominent traits is a strong aversion to uncertainty. People who play it safe aren't big fans of ambiguity. They like clear rules, predictable outcomes, and detailed plans. The idea of let's just see what happens can be genuinely stressful for them. Imagine you're planning a vacation. The risk taker might just book a flight and figure out the rest on the fly, but the person who plays it safe, they'll have a detailed itinerary, confirmed hotel bookings, a list of restaurants with reviews, and maybe even a backup plan for rainy days. This isn't about being rigid. It is about minimizing the chances of something going wrong and creating a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. This desire for certainty is a powerful motivator. This leads us to the next characteristic, meticulous planning and preparation. Because they dislike uncertainty, safe players become masters of preparation. They're the ones who read the instruction manual from cover to cover before assembling furniture. They're the ones who have a fully stocked emergency kit at home. Before a big presentation at work, they won't just rehearse their speech. They'll research the audience, anticipate potential questions, and have extra data ready to back up their points. This thoroughness is a massive advantage. It means they're often more prepared than their peers and less likely to be caught off guard. Their motto could very well be fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Another key aspect is a focus on long-term stability over short-term gains. You won't often find a safe player chasing get-rich-quick schemes or making impulsive high-risk investments. They prefer the slow and steady approach. This applies to their careers, finances, and even relationships. They might choose a stable job with a good pension plan over a high-paying but volatile startup gig. They'll consistently contribute to a savings account rather than betting it all on a trendy stock. This long-term perspective is about building a secure foundation for the future. It's a marathon, not a sprint. They understand that true security is built brick by brick, not by a lucky roll of the dice. Now let's talk about decision-making. People who prefer to play it safe are often very analytical and data-driven. They don't rely on gut feelings or whims. Instead, they gather as much information as possible before making a choice. They'll weigh the pros and cons, create spreadsheets, read reviews, and seek advice from trusted experts. If they're buying a car, they won't just pick the one that looks cool. They'll research reliability ratings, fuel efficiency, safety scores, and resale value. This process might seem slow to others, but it's their way of ensuring they're making the most logical and beneficial decision, minimizing the risk of regret later on. Loyalty is another huge characteristic. Because they value stability and predictability, people who play it safe tend to be incredibly loyal. They stick with friends, partners, and even brands that have proven to be reliable and trustworthy. They don't jump ship at the first sign of trouble. They invest time and energy into building strong, lasting connections because these relationships provide a sense of security and belonging. This loyalty makes them dependable friends and partners. You know you can count on them because their word is their bond and their commitment is solid. They've already done the risk assessment on you and they've decided you're a good investment. However, this preference for safety can sometimes be perceived as a fear of failure, and in some ways it's true. They dislike the idea of failing because it represents a loss of control and a poor outcome, but it's more nuanced than just fear. It's often a deep-seated desire to be competent and effective. Failure isn't just an emotional blow, it's evidence that their planning or execution was flawed. So to avoid this, they'll stick to activities and challenges where they have a high probability of success. They prefer to build on their strengths rather than constantly testing their weaknesses in high-stakes situations. This isn't about avoiding growth. It's about growing in a controlled, deliberate manner. This also means they have a strong appreciation for rules and structure. Rules aren't seen as restrictive limitations but as helpful guidelines that create order and predictability. They thrive in environments with clear expectations and established procedures, whether it's at work, in a hobby, or within society. They're the people who wait for the walk signal even if there are no cars in sight. They follow recipes to the letter. This respect for structure helps them navigate the world effectively and reduces the mental load of having to constantly make decisions in a gray area. It provides a clear, safe path to follow in their personal lives. You'll find that their comfort zone is a well-fortified and cozy place. They enjoy routines and familiar pleasures. This could be watching their favorite TV show, visiting the same vacation spot year after year, or eating at their favorite restaurant. Novelty for its own sake isn't always appealing. The comfort and joy they get from familiar experiences are genuine and deeply satisfying. This isn't about being boring. It is about knowing what brings them happiness and security and actively choosing to cultivate that in their lives. Their home is their sanctuary, a place where the chaos of the outside world can be kept at bay. So what are the upsides of this approach to life? Well, people who play it safe are often incredibly reliable, responsible, and prepared. They make prudent financial decisions, build stable careers, and nurture long-lasting relationships. They are the bedrock of families, companies, and communities. Their cautious nature means they often avoid a lot of the drama and crises that more impulsive people might encounter. They live with less stress from self-inflicted chaos and have a greater sense of peace and security. Their lives are often a testament to the power of consistency and careful planning. Of course, no personality style is without its potential challenges. The downside of always playing it safe can be missed opportunities. Sometimes, the greatest rewards in life come from taking a leap of faith. The dream job that requires moving to a new city, the life-changing relationship that starts with a spontaneous conversation, the incredible experience that wasn't on the itinerary. For someone who is risk-averse, these opportunities can be frightening and may be passed over in favor of the safer, more certain option. The challenge for them is to learn how to differentiate between reckless risks and calculated, healthy risks that can lead to personal growth and new joys. Understanding the mindset of someone who plays it safe is about recognizing that their primary motivation is the preservation of well-being and stability. It's not a weakness. It's a different strategy for navigating life. The world needs both risk-takers who push boundaries and safe players who build and maintain the foundations. One isn't better than the other. They are two sides of the same coin, creating a balance. So if you recognize yourself in these descriptions, embrace it. Your ability to plan, your loyalty, and your steady nature are incredible assets. And if you know someone like this, appreciate them for the stability and security they bring into your life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a new perspective on this personality type. Do any of these characteristics resonate with you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.